Okay, here we are. Time for a barn burner. Barn burner. What's happening?
Oh, hey.
No chapeau. What's
game day? Let's go.
Fonzie? You were saying before we started that you had a soccer bet for our Bet365. Okay. Now you're going to Canada. We're going to Qatar. So,
this is the World Cup scarf of the Voyageurs, the supporters club of Canada soccer.
Right. No, it goes without saying.
No one thought they'd go to the World Cup.
No one did. Yeah.
No. To Qatar.
The least of whom me.
Yes. Yes. I don't think you
right.
name more than one player on the team. Because I'm wearing a hat that says Fonzie.
Yeah, it's Alfonso Ribeiro. Was that
got the first name right?
Something like that. Hey, the program is brought to you by Bet365. Big day. It's a big time for Bet365. We've got hoops and footy. And, oh man. Oh man.
Wow.
Let's go Louisville.
I'm in on Louisville.
Down 2-0 to Creighton.
Oh, God damn it. How much time left?
Some time left, but early 2-0 deficit to overcome. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, an official partner of the NHL, gaming partner of us here at the show. And a super chat. If you are, what's a super chat? Well, if you're watching the program as we do it live and you're on the YouTube and you get in the comments and put some money down, we'll take the money and we'll give it over to the Youth Centers of Calgary, and then we'll take the comment that you put in there and then put it on the show.
It's pretty simple. You're making it sound complicated. Just the money's going to a better place.
It's going. You just do it. Yeah. Pinder is the only one in Canada that follows soccer. That's not.
No, that is not true.
No, that's you know what that is? That's kind of ignorant.
And look, I get it's kind of a fringy event that we're talking about tonight, but the Copa America ratings, the World Cup ratings, like destroyed Stanley Cup final numbers even. Believe it or not, on TV. Yeah. World Cup's going to be here in one summer, fellas.
Like in Calgary?
Like in Canada, the country we live in. Like in Vancouver and Toronto and like 13 American cities and 4 or 5 in Mexico.
Yeah.
All
right. Well, we're going to learn more about this later. You tell me. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
got bigger fish to fry right now.
Well, it depends on who you talk to. Duke Lukem would agree that there are bigger things going on than the soccer match. It's a game day. Get your helmet on. Flames game day in New Jersey to play the Devils. Question.
Okay.
Is this the biggest game of the season? We said going back to last week, it was this is the game against Vancouver. That was the biggest game of the season. Then we found out the other night from Mackenzie Weegar that it was the biggest game of the season. We maybe didn't know that.
Yeah.
So I guess now, just following the trend, I'm curious. Is this the biggest game?
Is this Bugatti? Biggest game of the year?
Yeah,
2.0? Would it be 3.0? Or maybe the New York Rangers was 1.5 because Weegar did it, but we didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I keep looking for a big game on the schedule. They don't have one. Like, they got one against Utah. They won't play Vancouver again. They will not play St. Louis. And so you're kind of thinking, like, where, you know, what is it bigger on Saturday against the Islanders? Is it bigger today? It's a huge game. I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
You could make a compelling case that this is a huge game, but if they lose this and win on Long Island, they come back 500 on the road trip. That's fine.
I guess it depends how deep. Like, are you scoreboard watching every night? Are you one of those fans? Are you sitting at home? It's like Vancouver's playing St. Louis. Somebody's got to lose. Please don't let it be a 3-point game. So win this, and you're gaining ground, and it's great.
Yeah, I think that's
you play
a reasonable
again.
Point to make. Like the two teams that are your most the greatest competition for the wild card with, because I think Utah's kind of fallen off a bit.
Yeah.
They're playing each other tonight. So one of those teams will get one or fewer points. If you win tonight, you will make up ground.
It's true.
So yeah, let's go with it. Let's go with it's the biggest game of the year, 3.0.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my God.
Suddenly it's a big one. Now it's a nail.
Jeez.
Get ready. Get ready.
At least you know what we're getting, because the last two games we've seen a very similar product from the we have no idea how they're going to look.
Yeah, no idea. There's a look at how Bet365 is setting this thing up. It's an over-under of 5.5. We'll get into some of the numbers here. What are the Devils in a moment, I suppose.
Up.
Flames are, which is low scoring.
Yeah.
Devils favored.
-180. That's a considerable favorite.
It is.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that the Flames have yet to allow a goal to New Jersey this season.
Blanked them.
Yeah.
Getting blanked.
Yeah. For a team that scores a lot, which is maybe surprising when you think of the Devils. You don't think of a top scoring team, but they're adept at it. Haven't scored. Dan Vladar, 22 save shutout back on November 1st.
My boy Danny, 22. That's some light work for a show. Good work, buds.
Oh, Daddy boy. So there you go. You can go to your Bet365 app and get in on some of that. We'll look at some of the other things going on. There's the anytime goal scorers or first, last, whichever way you want to go.
I kind of I like a little keep Coronado hot, and Connor Zary loved you. Welcome back. Those two I'd be dancing on. I like the lines they're on too. Zary with Kadri and Pospisil again, like we saw at the beginning of last year, and Coronado, Frost, and Huberdeau, the new concoction from Huska that looked really good on Monday night.
Nico Hischier leading the way in terms of goals for the Devils. He's got 28. This was a Jack Hughes kind of a Jack Hughes run team, but he has been injured and now has seen the likes of Hischier and Jesper Bratt pass him in goals and points. But surprisingly, they score. Their power play, their special teams are very good. They
score
score
pack for offense. I think they're 15th in the league in goals for.
Yeah, I was like Jesper Bratt, 80 points in 69 games. He's got 10 in his last 4. It's like, this guy's been around. What's going on? 6th round pick, 2016. Hell of a draft pick.
Yeah.
He's getting that 25, 30 range every year. Probably helps that they've got a guy like Jack Hughes playing there now, someone to play with, but he has been great for them. And Hischier's kind of a quiet, still to this day, one of the kind of most unassuming first overall picks that we've seen in a long time. He continues to be a Devil. He is the captain. There's not a lot of flash that comes with some of these first rounders. That's my for their power play. The Devils' power play is 4th in the league. They've scored 52 power play goals. That's 3rd in the National Hockey League. So they get it done with the man advantage. So either a Bratt or Hischier point there. I like getting over 2-0. I think the plus 205. I like this. So I'm going to go with a little Hischier there. But yeah, that's what are the Devils? They're pretty consistent. They're kind of boringly consistent, if that's a way to put it. They had a stretch. I was looking this morning in early January where over an 11 game kind of a span, 2-6-3. So that was as bad as it got. Outside of that, they don't really lose more than back-to-back games in regulation. They snap it. They don't get into crooked numbers. They rely on special teams. As I was saying, they're 4th on the PP, 3rd in the penalty kill. Sheldon Keefe is a good coach. We were talking to Noodles yesterday. He's like, this guy's a good coach. They got a good goaltender. And even without Hughes and without Dougie Hamilton on the back, it's just a good team. I don't know how you would, aside from that, they're a good team, right?
They were one of the cup favorites.
You've got Nate McKinnon here. You've got, you got to watch with Dallas, the different things. I don't know. There's not a lot of star power when Hughes isn't in the lineup.
Here's the thing. The sports books love them this summer. They went and got Markstrom in trade. They made some changes on the blue line. And yeah, they were already a pretty deep group up front with lots of young talent you like. 2 teams had better odds to win the cup in the preseason. 2. Panthers and Oilers.
Yeah.
They were plus 1,100, the same number that the Rangers got, the Stars got, the Avalanche got. So it's kind of been a disappointing year for them. And a lot of that is due to injury. Hamilton out, Siegenthaler out, Hughes out. Markstrom's been just okay. Jake Allen's really outplayed him since the Four Nations especially. But everyone thought this was a team that was going to win that division. It was okay. Now it's their time. They were this young team that couldn't get goaltending last year. They add Markstrom. They have it all now. What more could they need? Well, health is what they need. And Washington stunned everyone in that division, and they're probably going to have to go on the road to face Carolina in round 1, are the Devils.
Yeah, it looks like that's kind of locked in. They're 6 back of Carolina for second. They're 8 up on the Rangers. So maybe there's some home ice to be decided there, but a New Jersey Carolina first round matchup looks to be the way. They brought in Cody Glass at the deadline. There was a couple of smaller moves. Dumoulin comes in on the back end when they know that Hamilton's going to be out. Cody Glass, okay, but it's there again. There's some really good players there. Tatar and Palat and Meyer. Stefan Nason has 19 goals. Mercer's at 15 now. It's just a steady, good team.
Yeah. And you could see at full health that they are a cup contender. If you had a vintage Jacob Markstrom season, a healthy Dougie Hamilton and Jack Hughes, top 10 in league scoring, it's like, yeah, this team would hum.
Hughes trying to corner the market.
One away.
There it is. Brett Pesce.
So the ads they made at the deadline were kind of injury plugins. You had noted, Glass up front. They bring in help on the blue line, Dumoulin, to try to eat up some Dougie Hamilton minutes. They're clearly not as good as the players you're replacing, but just trying to plug holes as best they can with some cheap additions.
Yeah. So that's tonight's game. That's tonight's matchup. Feels like it could be it'll be a challenge for the old Flames. But yes, it's the I don't know.
They are going to go with Wolf. That's news that we heard this morning.
Oh, well, hey, let's there you go.
Yeah. Well, it's actually a Pike bomb too, because he was at the Prudential Center.
Pike bomb, well, it's a Pike bomb. Pike bomb, baby, big Pike bomb, Pike bomb, Pike bomb.
Yeah.
It's a Pike bomb. Get ready for a big Pike bomb.
And then he had a subtweet that said, "Suck it, Francis."
Oh, did he?
Wow.
I can't imagine that. It sounds harsh. There you go. Well, it's the mentor versus the student, or the
protege and the
whatever. I don't know if that really works. You'd need Markstrom to go, which I assume he would. Jake Allen, I believe, played the last game, so it's shaping up for a Markstrom start in that. Is there a Pike bomb in that regard? Probably too.
No, it was a very optional skate for the Devils, and they had like 6 or 8 guys out there, so you can't really make much sense of what the hell's going on.
Yeah,
but I imagine it's Markstrom Wolf.
Boomer, worst hype man. Well, I'm not here to hype it. I'm not here to sell tickets. I'm here to break it down for you, and that's
talking about baloney. I got the best hype man in the league right there.
Man, jeez. I've been thinking about it. A lot. No, it's a road game. It's one of them on the road. It's New Jersey. This has kind of been the New Jersey thing. Even their first rounder is kind of he's a methodical worker.
First overall guy in Hischer.
He's a very good player. He's the captain, first overall. Oh, is it like McDavid, McKinnon? No, Hischer, just steady, workmanlike, puts up points. Right? He's a the New Jersey Devil of first round picks. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, when they were winning cups in the late 90s or early 00s, they were pretty boring and they had goaltending. Last year, this team scored a ton and couldn't get a save for their life. It's not a boring hockey club. It's just a dinged up one.
Sure. No, I mean,
like, I'm going to guess where they were at goals last year, top 5 again. Like they score when they're healthy.
The numbers, the comparison. So it's okay. Well, Markstrom's gone, and what's Wolf doing? Well, their records are very similar. Markstrom 22-13-5, Wolf 22-14-5. The goals against, a 2.45 for Markstrom, 2.62 for Wolf, and the save percentage, good for Jake. He got over the 900. Remember, it's just like he kept fighting. I'm at an 892, 898. Oh, 891, 893, 897, 892. We're going to get you there, Jake. 902 for Jake. Save percentage.
Me because I think you're talking about Jacob Markstrom, right?
That's right.
Okay, sorry. The
Last
other guy's
year.
name actually is Jake, so I was really confused.
No, Jake.
I now know what you mean.
Yeah, we were not following Jake Allen's save percentage last year.
When were we talking about Jake Allen?
No, we did not talk about Jake Allen at all.
Sorry.
So he's at a 902, Wolf with the 912. Interesting yesterday. I don't know how you think about it, but what Noodles had to say about Jake Allen next year. Would the Flames be looking for a veteran guy to play alongside Wolf?
He's got a year left, so he's not there yet. And I think there's going to be some conditions on that trade that'll hit. But like down the road, he's a great type of guy to put with Wolf. Always better as a backup. You go look at his numbers in St. Louis and Montreal, and when he's asked to be the man, he's just okay. But in that platoon role, he seems to shine, and it's happening again this year with Markstrom. He's been way better since the Four Nations.
Is it 2025 this year?
Yeah.
I'm just looking. It looks to me like he's done the 24-25 seasons his last.
Okay, I will confirm, but that's you. If you're reading that, that's right. I thought
I'm just looking at it here. Yeah, it's 1.925,
and that's some retained from Montreal, I believe.
In the final year of that deal, 34 years of age. If not him, it makes you.
Oh, you're right. He is. Jeez, yeah.
It makes you wonder where are the Flames. Obviously Wolf's going to be a part of things. I don't know that they'll be necessarily looking to re-up Vladar. I don't know.
To improve on him, right?
It feels like Cooley has maybe cooled a bit
since the injury. He's been awful. Yeah.
So you would probably be looking for someone that has some real NHL experience, that's gone through a few things, that might be able to help a young goaltender know the ups and downs and rigors of the NHL. Not that Wolf will be brand new to it, but it'd be nice to have a guy that can kind of settle him in when need be.
34 years old this summer, and a guy that's making just under 4 a year, with Montreal retaining half.
Yeah.
What's he worth? I don't know. What's the market for him? I don't know. But if you can find a guy you like in a platoon role for like 3 or less, and it's a better player than Vladar, they got tons of cap room.
Yeah.
And he feels like the right fit, to Noodles' point, like a mentor, a veteran, someone that if you need him for a stretch, he can be good. Vladar's just been too hit and miss for me, and I still would rank him somewhere between goalie 45 and goalie 70 in the world.
I'm with you. And like, you mean like Vladar? No, I mean better than Vladar. I think you're always, every year, you're looking to improve. I think that we know what Vladar is, which is, if you want, like Noodles was saying yesterday, kind of the 1A, 1B. Jake Allen's been that. I don't know if obviously he's 34. It's going to dip at some point. You'd like to improve on that spot.
Yeah. Like Vladar, what is it? All but his first year here, he's been like an 895 guy.
Yeah. So something to monitor as we get to the off season. Boy, we're going to have a lot of those conversations. Oh man, it's going to be so great.
You like that?
It'll be so great. It'll be awesome.
Cap.
So yeah, Markstrom. Obviously, he played the game that was played here already, so it's not the first matchup, but 4 seasons in Calgary, just over 200 games, 105, 78, and 25 is the record. Yeah.
Good season, bad season, good season, bad season.
Yeah.
That's how it went.
That's kind of how it went.
Alternating.
Kind of how it went. Outdoor dental. If you're snoring, apparently I was snoring on the weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
Where were you?
Had to go to the Ringette Provincials. And my daughter says, Dad, what are you doing snoring? So, I mean, maybe you guys got to go to Outdoor Dental, because it's the Soleil laser, as you see right there. It's done wonders for the dental side of the business. No needles, no hooks and hammers and that sort of thing. It's the new way. And not every place has it, obviously. It was a major kind of a step for Dr. Jay Patel to get in there with that. And part of it is snoring treatments. 2 15-minute treatments increases the tension in the soft palate, reduces snoring, non-surgical, pain-free. And you've done it. And if you can do it, anyone can do it.
I heard that idiot Pinder came in. Is it working for him? Yeah, it is. Okay, I'll have it, please.
Yeah. And then maybe you have to go back for you got another 15 minutes you can spare?
Yeah, I could do that.
A couple 15-minute. Outdoor.dental is the website. And while you're there, just get your dental stuff. That it just makes sense. Just makes good sense. Good sense. So we're gonna have Pike coming up?
Pike will be on. I think when he gets back to his hotel in Manhattan, he's probably commuting back from Jersey right now, which I don't know if that's a train or a bus, or he's got one of his flying cars that Rhett was really pushing hard the other week on Pinder Report.
The thing about Manhattan is you see everything. It's like, I can see Manhattan from here. I'm in Jersey. It's right there.
Yeah.
Tricky. Takes a while.
Got to go underwater.
It's kind of like when you're in Vegas on the strip. So, I can see the win.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just head over. I'll just start walking now. Oh my God. I've been walking for 20 minutes and I'm still at Mandalay Bay. What the hell is going on?
40C. I got SWAS. What the hell's going on here?
You got to go. You get on the subway, and then you go up thing, and then it's over there. I hope we get him. I'd love to talk to him. The New York state of mind with our own Ryan Pike would be interesting to see what he's been up to.
I want to hear what he's been eating.
Yeah, I mean he's going to want to talk about hockey and stuff.
Dustin Wolf save percentage on the penalty kill.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, you'll want to get into some of that, and we'll be like, yeah, but did you have any cheesecake?
What about the pastrami?
That's kind of how it would go. Good luck to the Mount Royal Cougars men's hockey team.
Yes.
They are in Ottawa at the U Sports Nationals. They lost the Can West
Final.
In tough 3 games.
Saskatchewan, they were.
Lost to the Huskies, but the thing about it is the top 2 teams were going, so they knew they were heading to Nationals, and they are there. They play the Toronto Metropolitan this morning in the opening matchup.
Mm-hmm.
They're ranked 5th, Toronto. Cougars are ranked 4th, so let's go get them. Clay Honus, most outstanding player for U Sports, first time in school history.
Unreal. They got a couple great defensemen there. I watched game 3 against U of A at Flames Community a few Sundays ago. It was unbelievable atmosphere. Cougars are great. Sealed it with an empty net. Just a banger of an atmosphere there. So congrats to Bert and the boys.
Yeah. That, of course, from West Gilbertson. That was yesterday. But
I also got the game.
There's a few of the Mount Royal alumni coming out of the woodwork. I saw old Hainsey kind of waxing poetic. I remember back when it was Mount Royal College and back in the days of yore. And so either way, good luck. Mount Royal, get her done. And congrats to Clay Honus.
There's your game, Dean. 11 a.m.
Woo!
They're getting the tape on right now.
Yo!
Let's go, Cougs.
I believe there will be some TV coverage of that as well. If you
love Neapolitan ice cream.
If you snip her out. See, I don't really know. You being, and because you talked about it yesterday, if you're eating your Skittles and different candies one color at a time, what are you doing with the ice cream?
It is a little chaotic. I can't do it all the time.
Yeah.
But it is strawberry is interesting. I'd never go seek it out, but you got it next to the chocolate and vanilla. Okay, I'll give it a try.
Yeah. I do feel like you go in there, you start picking away at it's probably, I'm gonna think it's chocolate. Then maybe strawberry, and you realize, well, strawberry is a lot of strawberry, so maybe you're getting into one of them is going to be left, right? You got your 3 containers. If the chocolate's in the middle, it's going to be gone, and then the others start to cave in, and then one starts to go, and then it's just meeting in a big pool of schmoosh down at the bottom.
Yeah,
get out of here, Jack. Rainbow or Neapolitan ice cream?
Rainbow.
Okay.
Trying to remember what the hell rainbow is. Is this just the swirly like tie-dye vibes?
No, it's kind of separated too in the thing. It's like a yellow and a strawberry.
Red and yellow and pink and green, purple and orange and blue.
Something like that. Yeah. Coming up a little later, we'll take a look at the candy bracket. The round 1 will be done tomorrow.
The sweetest of
just over 24 hours remaining in the Sweet 16 round. We'll take another look. Highly controversial, as we found out. One that has been frowned upon by Pinder, but did receive some love yesterday from both Jack and Jamie McLennan.
Mike and Ike.
So we'll look a little deeper. We'll get into it.
I bought some wine gums yesterday just to...
Oh, did you?
Yeah. To think, is this really worse than these 16 other candies?
Did you have a single tear coming down as you were eating them?
Just eating the yellows and then the oranges.
Yeah, as you were
the purples. It's like, you just wait, wine gums. When I get to you purples, we'll be back.
Sad times indeed.
I get some Merlot.
What's a fucking Merlot? Is that Sideways? Was that movie with so good? Anyway, Service Credit Union, the Big Share contest is in full swing. It's a chance to win $1 million just by saving money. Anybody can enter to win with Service. Go to service.ca, servus.ca/win. All the details are there. Contest ends April 30th, 2025. Skill test required. Every $500 saved gives you 5 entries into the Big Share contest. Who else is offering you a chance to, if you would come in, we'd love your business, and there's a chance you win $1 million.
I feel like it's like being asked to be a backup in the NHL. It's like, we're just going to give you $1 million, come hang out, do business.
Yeah.
But the rest of us aren't good enough in net to get that offer.
It's true. Thank you, Service Credit Union.
Whether
Very
you got
generous.
pads or not.
Yeah, very nice. Service.ca/win for more details. So Pike coming up. We'll take a look at the big old candy bracket. We got some other things coming up. That U Sports, we're about 15 minutes away, and I got basketball going. Man, I'm so sportsy over here.
How's our Louisville looking?
Well, they've got some hoops. They did get some hoops. It was 2-0, as I mentioned. It's in a commercial break right now.
The worst start in pro basketball.
Oh,
it's 2-0.
Yeah, or 3-0.
Okay,
3-0 also rough. Yeah.
Wait for an update on that. Maybe Jackie can come with some live score updates for us. NBA
Did you do a bracket?
God, no.
Yeah.
Got our own bracket going right now.
It's true. The real bracket.
Yes.
See
what those blue whales do against the cola bottles.
Yeah. The Creighton Blue Jays. Feel like you're in a tough spot. Still trailing. Louisville trailing the Blue Jays 28-21.
Come on, boys.
Yeah.
Assuming this is the men's tournament. They're boys.
Men's, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Come on, boys.
Come on, boys. Come on, men. Let's get into the Pinder Report. You want to do the Pinder Report, and then by the time we'll
go get it,
Pike, and then it's so good. I like the way it's going. Village Honda. It's the $1 million buy-in event, and it is back. They want your pre-owned vehicle.
Yep.
They want it so bad they're going to pay you for it. They'd like you to buy theirs. They'd love it. But even if you don't, they're still interested in your pre-owned.
Pretty nice.
You can go online, begin the appraisal process. It is free. It's stress-free. When I say it's complimentary.
Okay.
That's the terminology. If you've got a lease going to another dealership, you got to return it, go to them first. If you want to trade in a vehicle and you're looking at something at another dealership, go to them first. Even if you don't buy theirs, they'd like to buy yours. 24 hours payment. If you get to a deal, you're going to love it. Start it up at villagehonda.com. That's why, among other things, they are your dealership for life. And bring you the Pinder Report.
All right, Dino, game day in Joyzy. Let's head out there. Oh, look at that. That's Joe Hanley right there.
Joe Dirt.
Remember when we were Rhett was taking runs at Huska for not putting this guy on waivers? Maybe just
was he?
How could you put this guy? You lose Pelche for nothing. You could have had this guy on waivers.
Well, yeah, I see.
But
if you lost Pelche, then you don't get the Farabee Frost deal. So
yeah, or it's someone else in that slot. Yeah.
They
didn't lose either on waivers, but apparently the Flames were up to something because they liked him last year. Dallas liked him last year when they needed him, and he's been a very good top pair defenseman for someone that was a 7 most of his career in his 30s. He and Uyghur have been pretty steady. He gets the poster treatment from our pals at .ca.
Mm-hmm.
Also, good article about Dustin Wolf up there. Daily Faceoff sat down with him. Flames Nation's Ryan Pike, who we'll hear from, has snipped some of the interesting quotes from Wolf, who discusses the Calder Trophy, proving people wrong. We saw him doing media day of game Monday in Toronto.
Don't do that again.
Love that you do that, but only time he's been pulled all year. It is a Wolf start, as Pike told us. And interesting, you could have gone right back to Vladar, who was not tested much beyond the first shot of the game against the Rangers. But hey, he has been exceptional. This is essentially his Calder case right here. Through 41 games started, Wolf has a goals save above expected of plus 25. That means he stopped 25 more goals, than he should have based on the quality of chances he's faced all year. As the fourth best in the NHL, but not only one of the best marks in the league this season, it's the best ever by a rookie goalie since the stat began being tracked in 07-08. Only 7 rookie goaltenders have ever been above plus 15. No one's even got to plus 20. He's a plus 25. A very good goalie, and without his play and stealing 25 goals, where is this team in the standings remains the question. I don't know that they play enough games where they win by 2 that this wouldn't absolutely crater their year. That's the whole case of how could Wolf win a Calder when Celebrini's doing this and Hudson's doing that. Well, here's why. This team's garbage without him is kind of the point.
Maybe we're missing the point altogether. That this whole season, this whole low scoring, we don't get more than 3, this whole thing, that it's all about Wolf. If we score a bunch of goals, then he's going to get used to being able to just kick back and relax. If we keep it tight, he's going to have to be on his toes every single night.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a Wolf thing, not a Flames thing.
Really whipping him into shape.
Food for thought.
Trade Anderson this summer really increased the workload next year, hey?
Yeah.
Same spirit.
Something like that.
Here's the standings in the West. Okay, Minnesota, you get a win over Seattle last night. They're not really in this conversation. What is interesting is the Flames have a game in hand on Vancouver and are 2 points back. They hold the tiebreak, so they would move into the second wild card with a victory tonight. Utah still lingering. The Blues have the softest schedule. They've also been really good since the Jim Montgomery firing, and especially since Four Nations. And now we're hearing Parayko's coming back ahead of schedule, potentially. It feels like a 3-horse race for that one spot. Canucks, Blues, Flames, until Utah gets their shit together.
I'm with you. I think unless if Utah, certainly if they want to prove us wrong and show us otherwise.
5 in a row or something, sure, you're in.
But I think it's a 3-horse race.
What do our friends at Bet365 think? Because we had some probabilities yesterday. Now we have probabilities in the form of betting odds. You can scroll down and find the Flames plus 310 to make the playoffs. Vancouver plus 130 to get that second wild card and get in. And the Blues plus 180. So the sports book favoring the Canucks to get that final wild card. Interestingly, out east, Ottawa looking like a lock there, minus 3,000. Wow. And after that, is it the Rangers plus 220? Is it Montreal plus 180?
Hartford, Pittsburgh.
The Cleveland Crusaders, not eliminated yet, I'm told.
Yeah.
Jersey looks like this. Lines and pairs. We flashed them earlier. We'll do it again quickly here. No Jack Hughes means they're a little thinner down the middle than they should, hence going to get Cody Glass at the deadline. It's Hughes, Heischer, Mercer when you're healthy. That's a really nice 1-2-3 punch. Instead, they're missing their most dynamic forward. Great year from Jesper Bratt. He's been in on most of the goals they've scored since Four Nations. That's
was it love and it was a guess. So it turned out had a heart of glass. Do you like Blondie, Jack? Are you a big fan of Blondie?
Blondie. I don't know Blondie.
The EDM or the old rock band? Okay, we'll keep moving. Let's see those D's, Jacko. Show us your D, Jack. There it is. Okay, Luke. That Brett Pesce, Dumoulin, Kovacevic, Brennan Dillon, friend of the show, and
Brendan Dillon,
Simon Nemec, who has just started picking up the slack. He was the highly touted, top 3 pick of a few years ago at the draft. No Hamilton back there.
No, we're kind of wanting. Flames fans were like, "Oh, if you get that's Simon Nemec," and then the other guy that they ended up dishing off to Vegas. What was his name?
Yes, the scoring winger that has not scored but is still a winger.
Yes, I'll look it up.
Alexander Holtz, I believe.
Yes,
it was Holtz.
Holtz.
Holtz. Into my office now. Markstrom and Allen, and that's been a nice tandem. Allen's been the better of the two of late. And the injuries you talked about, Siegenthaler on the back end, Hamilton on the back end, Hughes, 1C. Those are big losses, especially Hamilton, Hughes. Those are both first power play unit guys. Good players.
Looks like Holtz is actually a Henderson Silver Knight right now.
That's how good it's going.
Yeah. He had 3 goals and 11 points in 49 games. Three goals.
3.
Or moderate.
That's right. Jake Allen and Jacob Markstrom. Jake the
Snake.
Yake and Jake.
Yeah.
Markstrom's not been good since Four Nations. A little blurb on him. I think we got the blurb here. Since returning from injury, Markstrom has struggled between the pipes in .833. He's allowed 6.5 more goals than expected. That's the opposite of Wolf's 25 goals saved. There's goals saved under expected. It's the third worst mark in the league since the injury. Allen, on the other hand, a .926 over that same span, and 5.8 goals saved above expected.
I'm drunk right now.
Yeah. He's having a hard
No
time.
wonder the two have alternated starts over the last 2 weeks. Wouldn't be a shock to see Allen take over for a bit either. For now, he's the better option. Just building our case of what we said yesterday with Jake Allen. When you put him in the backup role, he good.
Yeah, that's right.
East standings, Jersey kind of in no man's land. Are they going to fall back to where the Rangers are at? No, probably not. Are they going to catch Carolina? No, probably not. So you're starting on the road and rally. See you in a month. There's a few teams like that. You can't really go up or down. You're like,
feels like that will be one of those first round series that'll be.
Yep.
If there's a commercial break or an intermission, might dive over, but
it's not to say,
which is not to say it won't be a good series. It just has the sex appeal of one of those that you're not going to watch a lot.
Well, and Hughes and Hamilton being out long term really makes the Devils a lot less interesting. Those are dynamic offensive players, right?
Is there any chance? Is Hughes done? Or no playoff
camp next year? Let's do that. Same with Hamilton, I believe.
Yeah.
As for the rest of that wild card chase, you see the 2 Canadian teams in the wild card there?
I do.
That's impressive stuff.
I do.
Look at this. Since December 1st,
Bartlett.
Montreal on December 1st, last in the East. Ottawa December 1st, second last in the East. Awful records, getting scored on way more than goals for, -25 for Montreal. Yeesh. Past 43 games for both teams. Ottawa's 26-14-3. Montreal's 25-14-4. Turn it around.
Turned it around. Fucking turned it around. Nice.
You see Toronto, Colorado last night?
I did not.
I swung and missed heavily on the over. It was a very low-scoring affair, which makes this even more painful for the Avalanche. Have a look. Very painful. No?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Toronto, New York's a big one. Rangers got to get back on track. And remember the beginning of the week when the Leafs were awful and they sucked and they blew their chance at first in the Atlantic? Tied for top spot in the Atlantic now.
Crazy. Yeah.
Blue Jackets also need to get back on track. They got the Panthers. Seth Jones has had a really rough spell of late. They're out, Aaron Ekblad, and Seth's playing a lot. Hasn't gone well.
Not good.
Remember when we had him on? Frank told me it'd be a hard one after a trade. We'll move on. Montreal against the Islanders, 2 teams in the wild card chase. Big one in St. Louis. Canucks, Blues. This is your second screen tonight on the NHL. Some other media. Yeah, there, exactly. Look at this.
Yes. Graphics.
What do we want here? Pick your poison right now, Dean. 3-point game, I imagine, would be the worst unless you really wanted to demoralize the Flames and convince them into Team Tank.
Yes, the worst. Well, you have games in hand on St. Louis.
Yeah, 2 of them.
They've got. We keep hearing the softer
shed.
I don't know, man.
It's not easy.
If only they had those 2 games against St. Louis back.
Yeah. So they could.
I don't know if anybody's brought that up.
Yeah, I told us that a guy did. Yeah.
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 All right, back to the main schedule.
Okay.
Continue through here. Good one in Dallas. Lightning are there. That's 2 Stanley Cup playoff teams on their way. Edmonton, Winnipeg is always good. Hellebuck's been sensational against the Oilers in his career, including knocking them out in the bubble. Bruins, Golden Knights kind of feels like a last gasp for the Bruins at this point. And Carolina and San Jose, your nightcap. Pretty good slate.
Yeah, just right at the top, Colorado. Let's see what you got, Ottawa.
Yep.
You lost the other night. Can you get back on the horse?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting with this Flames Devils. We know that the Flames have that Devils draft pick. So not only is a win big for points, but if you could push them, that sort of thing. There's some always little zip for a Leafs Rangers.
Original
Madison
6,
Square
yeah.
Garden. Let's do that. That Canucks Blues and Dallas Lightning should be a banger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jets Oilers. This is a very fine night of hockey watching.
This might be our best regular season night left in terms of quality of games, but let's hope it's not. If we get another like this, that'd be great. Ovechkin in action. We didn't talk about him. He's 8 away still. He's got the Flyers. Scored some goals against Philly over his career. 8 to go. I say he does it tonight.
Wow. Okay. 3-6 bet 365.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Poor Wayne won't be there. He's going to get it 6, and they're like, fuel the jet. He's got 2 to go.
Yeah.
Okay, we move. We told you the Cougars are in action, so we can move on to NBA basketball. The highest sale price of a franchise in North American sport happened today. The Boston Celtics sold for $6.1 billion.
My Lord.
Whoa. So every 10 minutes, these things go up like 100 million. Is that how it works?
Oof.
Because that's not even like the Lakers. That's not, I mean, it's a good franchise.
Yeah, it's sure.
Wow. Good times in the NBA, hey?
I missed my window. I knew that.
Yeah.
When Jordan and the whole Charlotte thing, he had asked if I wanted in, and I probably should have, but it was a bad time. I took a shit kicking on the stock market then, and
yeah.
MJ, can you spot me?
The Grousbeck family purchased the Celtics back in 2002. That's 23 years ago.
Yeah.
360 million would have seemed like a lot back then, and it was. They cashed out at $6 billion.
Well, good for them. That's
an 18 bagger, Dean, I think. 15 bagger.
Yeah. That's how you do it.
Whew. Well done. So what the hell are like the Cowboys worth if the Celtics are worth 6 today? Like 10?
Perhaps even more.
What are the Yankees worth? What are the Dodgers worth? This is crazy stuff.
Right?
Oh.
Graphs, maps, and franchise values.
Stats, numbers, nerds. We got a big soccer game tonight. Canada, Mexico from SoFi. That is the home of the Chargers and the Rams. Sold out game.
Match day.
Bang. It is CONCACAF Nations League. All the countries in the CONCACAF region playing each other. We're down to the final 4. The winner of Canada, Mexico will face the winner of U.S. and I believe Panama, or is it Puerto Rico? Don't worry, we got the bracket right here.
Match day. Get your scarf on.
Scarves on. Panama, USA on the other semi. Winners will meet Les Rouge. Let's go Reds. Okay. Dumb shit. Let's move. Got what do we have? We have some other sports first. Is it baseball? It's baseball. Stealing the base? How do we feel of this Selly? Because we saw the inappropriate steal third base and did the third base line Selly. This is a little more wholesome.
That's,
It's ridiculous.
It's very cute. It's very, I might delete later. I thought it was cute.
This is the Oregon State University Beavers, in case you're curious.
I was.
No longer curious. Okay. What are you laughing at?
Nothing.
Yeah, you're laughing at something.
Oh.
Yeah. Tourism Edmonton wanted to reach out. They didn't have any money to spend with us, but they did have this video. Let's go.
Welcome to West Edmonton Mall, which was once the world's biggest mall, and it's now a mall. It has some pretty interesting history of animal captivity. The mall used to boast 4 adult blue dolphins. However, they died because they were dolphins in a mall. Welcome to Jasper Avenue, named of course after the beautiful mountain town of Jasper, Alberta. And it's just like Jasper, but instead of mountains, there are stabbings. So we should go to the south side where it's safe. Welcome to Riverbend, cul-de-sac capital of the world. Now, you may have heard of the Riverbend Triads. They're not a gang, but they are a promise that you can find 3 things in every Riverbend basement: a pool table, a Wayne Gretzky jersey that's been signed and is in a frame for some reason, and a 16-year-old boy who's just on steroids for the first time. His name is Liam, and he plays lacrosse. And this weekend, he's gonna go to Lake Wabamun to drink hay-alls until he pukes out a bonfire. His father is your dentist.
There. Edmonton.
Marv and Barry.
You like dogs. So anytime
Yeah.
I see a good dog video, we got to throw it in the Pinder Report.
Mm-hmm.
If you got a dirty dog, nice if it's you don't have to clean it. You can just, he knows what he's doing. So you let out Skippy and he just heads down to the old car wash, takes care of business himself. And I don't want to connect dots, but we know he likes Lego. We know he seems a little distracted. What are the odds this is our Yegor's Star Wars setup?
A Lego Star Wars Battle of Geonosis mock. It's 15 feet long. There's over 250,000 Lego pieces. It's taken 2 years to build. Based off Star Wars The Clone Wars episodes Landing at Point Rain and Weapons Factory from season 2. There's a full interior, like the generator room with Barris and Ahsoka. Little
crazy.
Easter egg of Delta Squad there.
It's
A
crazy
full
here.
motorized droid factory with multiple layers of conveyor belts. There's even a working motorized elevator by flipping this switch to get the Geonosians up to this next level. A fun Easter egg of Jango Fett brushing his hair, making sure he's looking good for battle.
Right.
Garrisons of battle droids at the bottom. Over here we have the Geonosian catacombs that Barris and Ahsoka have to make their way through. And there's also the entrance as well that they have to cut out from the trench. And then we have the Geonosian Queen with Luminara being held hostage.
For people
Over
just
here,
listening
we
on the
have Keenan
podcast,
Mindy
it's a
with his
massive
flame troopers.
Lego.
Finally, we have a theater
setup.
room.
not massive, but like
This is
it took 2
detailed
years to
stuff.
build
This is
and a
great
250,000
Of course, we
Lego
have the
pieces.
full-scale invasion
Yeah.
battle.
This is our Igor. I hope he's done.
Multiple guns.
See,
Hey,
he's
you know
not
what?
playing
Listen.
hockey.
This whoever
awesome.
this is, he or she is so happy with that. It's brought them so much pleasure. A lot of us would not know the happiness that has brought this person.
Also, just reading it caused a divorce, but yes, I'm sure the Lego part was a good part.
Be happy, people. Find something in your life that makes you happy.
Does ketchup make you happy?
No,
Don't like ketchup. You're
not a
more
ketchup guy.
Chicago guy. This guy's not very happy about ketchup. Having a rough day at work.
Yeah.
Oh shoot,
Oh, this is Jack.
Jack. Oh dear. The one spills. Okay, I got to get that. Drop the. Oh no, and then it's soft.
How is the first one not going to spill? What's he trying to do?
It just slides off the top. He hits the side of the table. Look, he hits the ledge. Oh, that's a lot of oh.
I think that's a waste of ketchup.
I can confirm that is. We're gonna have Pike on the show later. What do we know about Pike?
French. Yeah.
It's a dick move here. He's buddy pretending to. Hey, I got that. Yeah. No,
It feels
This
like
is
it's
mean.
Why is it not? Yeah.
that's so mean. Pike
Yeah.
couldn't do that to you. That's why he's got the wrench next to his.
Does he not see him slide it up here though? When he, why the hell is it not?
Round and no, it's in there. See,
No, it's got it.
Yeah. And finally, Dean, we found your water slide. We know you're a big water slide guy.
Yeah.
I don't know where this is, but it is. It's quite something. Let's go. We've got the double rings, so you can go in tandem or single.
Yep.
There you are, Dino, in the front.
They have these at like that place where Noodles was at.
Yeah,
Atlantis.
this might be that place. We'll wait to the end and see if it matches up. Let's see. Your roommate behind you screaming in your ear. That's great. And then you're like, okay, that was better. Oh, dear. Now you're in a tunnel in a shark tank.
This is probably...
This is the place?
They have that there.
Oh, my God.
Where they have the tube and you go through and they got
is that
the...
Atlantis? Did they have the place? Yeah, screaming in there wouldn't get annoying at all.
No, it'd be good. Yeah.
Hoof. Jack, you doing that or no?
Hell yeah, I love water slides.
I'm going to say that's Atlantis.
Yeah, I think you're right. There can't be many water slides that go through a shark tank on Earth.
Yeah.
Jack's in. Dean, did you do it or no?
Oh, yeah.
You went through that?
Of course.
All right.
Now, that said, I was fairly confident we weren't going to end up in the water with the sharks. It seemed fairly clear that there was a tube going through the water.
Right.
Yeah, it is. It says in the back of that tube, it's Atlantis. So
there you go.
I did skin my knee bad on one of those. You come roaring down there, and then you go, woof, you fall off of the deal and skin my knee.
Anyway, shark water slide. Glad to hear you went on it, and you're back here safe with us today so I could bore you with another Pinder Report on a Thursday.
Village Honda. You can begin the appraisal process online at villagehonda.com. They want to buy that car of yours. They want it. They need it. They want it. They want it bad. Real bad.
Real bad.
Villagehonda.com.
Just gonna text Anthony, see if he wants to watch the soccer game tonight.
Yeah.
8:30 start.
Quest is coming in. Is there no mention of Daniel Hauser becoming the all-time wins leader in the WHL? Well, no, that's not the stuff that's going to make the Pinder Report, Quest.
We do have it, though. Yeah, it's a non...
Yeah, we do have it. Last night, Calgary Hitmen goaltender.
Hauser?
All-time. There it is. 123.
It's impressive work, young man. They got a wagon this year. It feels like they and Medicine Hat are on a collision course second round. That's going to be much must-watch hockey.
You need to play for a long time. You need to get a lot of wins to have that kind of record. Probably goes without saying. Congratulations, Danny boy. Oh, Danny boy. The wins, the wins. So there you go, Quest. We do have it.
On Quest.
Congratulations. Oh, Tim Hortons. You know, the only thing about doing, I'm fine. I like doing the shows at home. It allows me to be very productive. But I don't. But then I'm not getting out, because then I'm not getting to the Timmies. I could get up and go to the Timmies and come back. That just hasn't happened. Maybe.
Luckily, you've been saving some of those roll-ups on the app.
I have. Yeah. Tim Hortons. What's the date today? Today's the 20th. Goodness gracious.
Final few days?
Yes. March 23rd. Your favorite contest, roll up to win at Tim Hortons. You could win millions of amazing prizes with the swipe of a thumb. Imagine just turning that routine Tim's run into an unforgettable vacation with sell-off vacations, a 1,000 Rock a 10 cash prize, or an all-new, all-electric 2025 Volkswagen ID Buzz. Even the simple joy of winning a free coffee or donut can make anyone's day, but you only have until the 23rd. So get the Tim's app and get rolling. This is our game, Canada. Don't let this chance at millions of amazing prizes pass you by. Play roll up to win on the Tim's app now. Rules apply. Canada only. No purchase necessary. Visit the Tim's app for details. My daughter was very excited. On the weekend, we went to Tim's. I had the turkey club and a bowl of chicken noodle soup and a coffee. And I had stocked, so I had some of them, and she's, can I roll them? Coffee. Bang, back to back. Yep.
Wow. I wouldn't let anyone else roll them up anymore. No. You got to keep her hot.
Yep.
She's got the hot hand.
Real good. Tim Hortons, there you go.
Now that Hauser record, I wonder, if not for COVID, if that's not Dustin Wolf's record he's breaking. Wolf got to 106 and had 2 significantly shortened WHL COVID campaigns. Also was on track to break the league record in shutouts. Doesn't always have to be about Dustin Wolf, but that's the first thing that popped in my head because I'm a psycho like that.
You are, yeah.
But congrats to
it's kind of taking the piss out of Daniel Hauser, but still
stinking COVID.
Good for a good thing for you. I have a Bonton beef.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah. I have a Bonton beef. Bonton meats, 28 Crowfoot Circle, proud to be Calgary and Southern Alberta's Consumer Choice Award winner for the best meat in deli for 24 straight years. It's the best service. It's the best product. We love it. It's the only place to go. Greg Keller's the very best. And I've got a beef.
Hopefully not with Greg.
Not with Greg. No. But it's just, I've got a beef. So the beef is a tie-in with Bonton. My beef last night, speaking of my daughter, it just popped into my head. Playing ringette. We are at an arena, and it is cities, right? City championships for whether it's hockey or whatever sport. You're down to it. Semifinal game.
Wow.
The winner advancing, and it is tied at 2. So 2-a shootout. 3 shooters tied after the shootout. All right. Well, now what do we do? Well, time constraints, I guess. The game before them went long and also had the same outcome. Coin flip.
No.
Semifinals, end of the season, city championship, 2-2 tie, heads or tails? Heads? Congrats, you win.
I thought tails never failed.
Well, whatever it was.
We did this at Super Bowl, remember?
One team wins, the other team loses because of a coin flip.
That is insane. Please tell me you guys
are the time that it took for the ref to kind of talk to the two coaches. Okay, well, we're going to have to do because of time, right? We're going to have to, so you get shooters get back. So you get where's your captain? Can you send your captain? You could have gone another shooter. Just keep going.
Yeah.
So
that's embarrassing.
My kids, they won the coin flip, but you feel for the coaches that have to go into that other room. Well, we've had a great year. We didn't practice the coin flip.
Yeah.
In fairness, it's on us. It's a coaching thing. I'm sorry. We should have been better at the coin flip.
Yeah, but a couple said heads, a couple said tails. They weren't unified, just lacking confidence.
And the game before them, as I said, same thing. They did a coin flip, and I think it was for the medals. It was like for the bronze game or something. Somebody got medals on a coin flip.
That is insane.
Come on, people.
Like play one-on-one with no goalies before
do
you
something.
Do a coin toss. Like, come on.
Yeah, do anything.
Jeez.
So, that's my Bonton beef.
I feel for that other team. That is some garbage.
Yeah, I do too. No good. Thank you, though, Bonton Meats. Can always count on you. You don't leave us wanting.
No.
28 Crowfoot Circle in the Northwest. Now we need to get into this. The candy bracket is in its final. Tomorrow, we will have the 16 cut to 8. Round 1 will be complete during the show. During the show tomorrow, so we can bring you round 2 action. So there you see it. 1v16, 7 versus 10. 5-12. We talked about Twizzlers yesterday, that maybe don't sleep on the Twizzlers. Yeah, Skittles, it's very, fun and now, and maybe Twizzlers for old people, but Noodles clearly felt like it was a hit piece.
Gertrude was the one who hit in the back of the
she was.
Maker. Yeah.
Now, 6 versus 11. You kind of thumbed your nose at Mike and Ike's.
I think they're going to get rolled. Maybe I'm way out to lunch here. I just only recall them from my childhood at the concession for old people. But
just keep it up there, Jack.
I did just see them yesterday when I went to go deal with my athlete's foot at the pharmacy. Oh, they exist. Mike and Ike.
Well, they do. Yeah, I think that which is not to say they aren't going to be in tough here, because the Sour Patch Kids are very popular.
Yeah.
But I think maybe you've underestimated the popularity of the Mike and Ike.
Just like you crushed me for the Whales and Sours, who coasted through to the bracket. We all got our pet favorites and ones that we disregard, but it's a very good cast of 16.
Yeah.
I would suggest anyone that gets through tomorrow's 11 a.m. cutoff has a chance to win. You get into the Elite Eight, there's no weak sisters. You're anyone's bracket from that point on.
Now, Jack, for you, Mike and Ike, would they have been higher than an 11 seed for you? Your thoughts on the Mike and Ike?
I don't want to say anything. I've been following this voting very closely.
Yeah. Okay, then say no more.
Say no more. I can't say anything. I'll ruin it.
All right. Well, so Mike and Ike's? There's only we had to do a bit of a deep dive.
Mm-hmm.
They are a popular candy. They are an 11 seed taking on the Sour Patch Kids as we learn a little bit more about this controversial candy. Mike and Ike's. Don't know them, never met them. But know this. Make sure you've got your head on a goddamn swivel when these guys are around. Some mixed messages here, people. Experience the delightful sweetness, bursting with flavor. Okay, settle down, Mike and Ike. Look, they're delicious, don't get me wrong. But don't be fooled by their pleasant packaging and vibrant colors. You guys, your names are Mike and Ike. Couple of goombas over here.
Oh, come here.
When they're not making candy, they're running a sanitation company in Hoboken, getting guys in some concrete shoes. And let's be honest, they come in a goddamn box. And rumor has it, one time, they whacked a guy for asking if they were related to hot tamales.
Now go home and get your fucking shine box. Motherfucking you fucking piece of shit!
Mike and Ike's. Fuck around and find out. So I worry a little because they're taking on the kids. Sour Patch Kids.
Kids might advance. They might have broken kneecaps, though, in round 2.
They could be. What's going to be left of them if they get through?
Yeah, it's a good question.
What is going to be left of them?
I noticed a bit of there's some familiarity with that script.
Is there?
Yes.
They come in a goddamn box.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, now, Jack, if people want to vote, because that's what this is all about, it's about people voting.
Yes, sir.
How all of those first round, it's exciting. First round, just about every time. Right now, some basketball thing with a bracket, I think, is taking round 1. Everyone's looking for upsets, and it's thrilling. It's exciting. That's what this is. How can people take part in this excitement?
There's many different ways.
Okay.
First of all, I will put the link in the description of the show, and you will go click it on this one and on the audio podcast. I'll put it in the chat, and it's all over social media, Twitter, Instagram. I don't know if it's on Facebook, but it varies.
Nice. Now, I'm always kind of curious if you can kind of let us in on a little bit more, because you were saying you don't want to sway the vote.
Yeah,
but you've been, because that's what I like about this. There's not going to be any crowd influence, because you don't really. Is that correct? When you vote, you don't get to see.
That's correct. You don't get to see.
That's correct. Yes.
Which
so
is
if
perfect.
you could just vaguely discuss some of the things you're seeing without letting us know which matchups.
It's hard, right?
We all close.
It's
There's some
tough.
big blowouts.
I'll say this: there's a lot of blowouts, and there's one that's really, really close.
All right.
Whoa.
Good to know.
Okay.
Good to know.
I
feel like
unlike the Louisville Creighton game, which bad advice on that one.
Yeah, Creighton out in Creighton's kind of stretching
49.
their legs here a little bit.
30 something.
Yeah, they're kind of getting after it here just a little bit. So there you go. The Caddy Bracket is a presentation of Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating, our good buddies, Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating. You gonna just fire on that AC without checking it out, without going outside, looking at the unit? Just, oh, it's getting kind of hot in here. Just fire it up. I wouldn't do it. Not if I were you. I'd let Crystal Waters come and make sure that everything's going all right.
Probably the right thing to do.
Yep. CrystalClearCalgary.com. And Handsome Dan. He's back. HandsomeDans.ca is the website, offering vacation rentals on Vancouver Island. Save up to 15% with direct bookings, courtesy of Handsome Dan's. Have your own little spot right in the water. Maybe you're fishing, maybe you're boating, maybe you're paddleboarding, or maybe you just need to get away from the old rigors of the big city and enjoy some peace and quiet. Thank you, Handsome Dan. HandsomeDans.ca is the website there.
Get the West Coast on lockdown, Handsome Dan. Attaboy.
Mm-hmm. That's right. You show 14 games in the NHL tonight, which means lots of selection. As today, it's another round. I see our boy. We'll do that here. We'll bring in.
Let's bring in our boy.
We'll bring in our boy. I guess on the Insider Hotline, we go to New Jersey, Manhattan. We go to the Big Apple in some way, shape, or form, courtesy of Crystal Waters, and say hello to FlamesNation.ca, intrepid reporter, and the blurry one, Ryan Pike. Hello, Pike.
Lobby.
Hey, boys. How you doing?
We're great. How are we?
It's been a hectic morning. A lot of running around. Well, let me just wipe off my screen so I can at least pretend to be professional.
We're good. It's all right. We understand. You're out and about. So game day for the Flames. It's New Jersey. Tell us about your day so far.
I mean, just straight shot from Manhattan into scenic Newark on New Jersey Transit. Bumped into there's a few Flames fans on the trip. If you're, I know there's a lot of fans that like making a week of it. There's a few on my flight in. I suspect there'll be a few on my flight out. And then we saw a bunch of them in New York. I suspect I'll see a lot of them in New Jersey. We'll see probably a bunch of them on Long Island too. So yeah, and then just sort of getting the lay of the land. Caught up a bit with our dear friend Greg Wyszynski, who everyone knows him from Puck Daddy and ESPN. He appears on the sheet once a week with their pal Greg Merrick or Jeff Merrick. They're basically one person because they've worked together so much and so long. But that's a good morning. It's always nice to see some familiar faces in unfamiliar places for us.
So what's that like to go hotel to New Jersey? Because when you live in Western Canada, you assume that every franchise is 400 to 600 kilometers apart, but not so over there.
No. I mean, it's Manhattan. You can take a train to Long Island in about 30-ish minutes. You can take a train the other direction to New Jersey in 30-ish minutes, and the rinks are all relatively close to transit, so it's not too bad.
Wolf in the starters net. You broke that news this morning from Skate. Any surprise there? It is Vladar coming off the win 2 nights ago.
Well, I mean, historically they do the goalie alternation on back-to-backs, and I think especially if the first game is Wolf, and the plan was probably based on how the last road trip went. They had 6 games. Each guy got 3. I think each guy played pretty well. So I think on paper, I would suspect we see Wolf this evening, and then on Saturday afternoon, maybe we see Dan Vladar again. That's sort of how they typically would lay it out, but you never know. I wouldn't rule out seeing Wolf again against the Islanders, depending on how this night goes. I mean, Dan Vladar was very good when he needed to be. He did not need to be great very often against the Rangers, and I think the big thing the Flames have been saying is even on nights I asked Ryan Huska sort of about Wolf's ability to bounce back from bad outings, and he I misspoke. I did not mean to say the phrase bad, but bad by Justin Wolf standards is still a pretty good outing for everybody else. But he's been really good at bouncing back from bad outings, and I think generally speaking, the Flames have been on nights where their goalies don't have a great night, you can usually look at the guys ahead of them and go, yeah, what kind of chances they face. So I think the Flames feel like probably the skaters in front of them feel like they owe him one for how messy Toronto got. And I think, if you put Wolf in a situation like Dan Vladar got on Tuesday, that kind of an outing where he didn't need to be amazing much of the night, I think that's a much more sustainable way to win. So that's a long way of saying I'm not really all that surprised, but it sort of maps out to how they typically have done it.
Hard to know with this team. I guess it's not really the right way to put it. They generally give you a pretty good effort. Did not see the Toronto one coming where they just kind of laid an egg, and maybe that's Toronto and there's guys from I don't know, but then really responded against the Rangers, and maybe it's the Rangers that needed to look in the mirror. How do you try and forecast what Flames team shows up tonight? Because we've seen 2 very different teams through 2 games on this trip.
Yeah, and they saw two very different opponents on this trip. I mean, the Leafs were pretty good, and then they got their power play just took over the game in the second period. But the Flames also took, to be blunt, a few dumb penalties in the second period and let the game get away from them. And the Flames probably could have scored more than they did against the Leafs, but they just sort of, it's what's the old cliche. Sometimes you find ways to lose, and sometimes you find ways to win. The Flames, Shesterkin was very good on Tuesday, but they did a good job to, keep peppering them. I mean, there's probably, a few dozen chances that could have gone in, and they managed to get enough. But, I think the big challenge for the Flames is, can they impose their will on a game? Because, when the Flames, we use the term flamesy. I think Jonathan Huberdeau's phrase was, that's the Flames way. Finding ways to sort of keep games tight checking, low scoring, and sort of turn them into a bit of a muck and a grind. If you let the Leafs skate, they'll hurt you. And the Flames, unfortunately, gave the Leafs enough space to skate, and they hurt them. The Devils, I think, are pretty similar to the Leafs in that way, where if you don't sort of force them to play the game your way and play through you, you might be in for a long night. So, I wish I had the answer for you, because it's been the kind of thing where I think the nice thing for the Flames is they have that identity. They know how they need to play to be successful. And to be blunt, I think it's kind of an onerous way to play a game, because you have to sort of be on your game and on your checks, and you don't really have a margin for error. And some nights, if you make a mistake, the game can spiral on you. And, for the Rangers, the Flames didn't make too many mistakes outside of that turnover and the blown tire by Weegar in the first period. And when the few other mistakes they made, Vladar bailed them out. I think the Flames are hoping for another game somewhat similar to the Rangers game, where they just play it nice and simple and keep it at 5-on-5, and then just sort of roll their guys, because that's what they were able to do against the Rangers. And they were very successful playing that style.
Thoughts on the new look top six? You got Morgan Frost with Huberdeau and Coronado. That's an interesting trio. And then they've got the youngsters, Zary and Pospisil, back with Kadri, where we saw their baptism in the NHL 2 falls ago.
Kadri and the kids back together again. I think, if we're being honest here, I think the Flames put the 6 guys that have it going together. Coronado has been one of the more consistent offensive players all year. So is Jonathan Huberdeau. Morgan Frost has been a really nice, quiet player, but he's been doing a lot of good things. Like, he's not noticeable because he's always doing good things. And that top line, I mean, there's a reason why they put them together in the first place. You have Zary's speed, you have Pospisil's physicality, and you have Kadri's ability to just move and shoot the puck. I think that's a good combination, guys. I think the big challenge for them is, once you get past that top 6, then you sort of hit some guys that don't really have, really clear roles. The third line is sort of the leftovers, for lack of a better term, all due respect to the players. But, Sharon Govich ain't having the year that he would like to have had. I think that's no secret here. Coleman is a really reliable player, and I think, he's sort of possibly being asked to be the defensive conscience on that line. Hopefully allowing Sharon Govich to get a little bit more going offensively. Farabee's been rock solid, but his offense has been sporadic. So I think if you're the Flames, you're hoping that your bottom 6 guys can sort of saw off at even against the other team's best players, and you're hoping that top 6 can keep producing, because again, I feel like we're punching down on the Rangers a bit, but against the Rangers, those top 2 lines did a lot of really good things. They were creative. They both lines, I think combined, Coronado and Huberdeau had 10 shots. So just that trio alone probably outshot the Rangers. And if you have a line that outshoots your opponents, you're probably doing okay.
Were you there for the Devils skate? I'm just curious, not that you're going to pick up the vibe of an entire franchise at a morning skate, but it's got to stink where you're one of the favorites coming into the season as far as betting is concerned. People expect you to be a strong team, and then you lose your top player and your top defenseman. You're without the goaltender that you traded for, the kingpin goalie for a stretch of time as well. The injury bug has been brutal for the Devils, but you still have to play games. And they're still very good in spite of it. They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to play probably Carolina in round number 1, but it would have to stink to see Jack Hughes and Dougie Hamilton go down within about a week of each other.
Yeah, and I think they're also without Siegenthaler, who sort of a really, really good player. He eats up a lot of minutes. I missed the Rangers skate. I came in right after the Rangers skate from Manhattan. It sounds like we'll get Markstrom tonight, and I think the best comp you can pay as Devils is that we talk about sort of the standard of play and culture and all those things about the Flames and Ryan Huska. I think Sheldon Keefe's done a really nice job in New Jersey this season, sort of laying that foundation for the baseline expectation of how the team needs to look. And so when they don't get that, they shuffle the deck. And they've lost one out of the last 5. They've been playing a lot of close games like the Flames. They had one game that really got away from them, but the rest of the time, if they can make you play their game, if they get skating and they're able to use, even the guys they quote unquote have left over on the blue line are still pretty good. They've done a good job sort of filling in with guys from Utica, filling in with guys from throughout their system. And they're a team that does a lot of things that can frustrate. And very quietly, they've been one of the best special teams in the National Hockey League. And we talk about how if you're the Flames, you're just hoping like, oh man, you can keep it a 5-on-5. You're pretty happy. If you're the Devils, you're hoping you sort of turn every game into a special teams battle because 5-on-5 they're pretty decent. But once you get that advantage they have on special teams, their penalty kill is really good. Their power play is very, very good. Even with the guys they have missing, I think they can still be dangerous with both those units. And, you basically are forced to sort of play a game that, doesn't take too many physical risks against them because they can hurt you in a lot of different ways.
Have you had a chance? I guess we were talking earlier. People are going to want to know about what you've been eating, what you've been doing last night in Manhattan. Give us the Ryan Pike in NYC update.
A lot of bagels so far. We haven't had a lot of street meats, but a lot of bagels. Did Shake Shack already. It's a lot of running around. We did. I think we went to a Broadway show last night. We're doing another Broadway show on Friday. So it's basically I'm alternating games and Broadway shows. So you guys have better halves. It's all about the balancing act of keeping all the stakeholders happy. And so
what did you go see?
We saw Moulin Rouge over on the west side. So
gotcha.
Good. And I think we got Book of Mormon tomorrow.
Oh, very funny.
It's tremendous. Yeah.
Is that not the South Park guys that wrote that one?
It is. Yeah.
Amazing.
Matt and Trey Parker. Yeah. It's very funny. You'll enjoy it.
Thanks, Pike.
Yes.
You betcha. There he is. Ryan Pike. Getting his bagels up in him. Some Broadway shows. It's New York City. If you can make it there, you're good. I think that's how that's.
If you can make it there, don't get your wallet stolen.
That's right. Okay, Safeway. Because today's the day. You got to get in. We were saying, we're just kind of teeing it up, and then we saw Pike kind of roll in. My NHL picks. Every Thursday is the day. Starts a new week of games, goes until the next Wednesday. You get into your Safeway app. You'll scan a look. There it is, My NHL Picks. You may want to link your scene card to it, get it all set up, and then you start picking games. If you go in on Thursday, you got the whole week ahead of you. The world's your oyster. You just start picking away games. Five correct answers is what you're looking to do. You could win many prizes, including the grand prize of a trip for 4 to a 2025 NHL season opener of your choice. All the games are listed. You can go through the sked, predict the winners of 5 matchups. Each correct pick earns an entry into the grand prize draw. You can win scene points, bonus entries, grocery offers, but download the Safeway app and get in for your chance to win. Are these mine or are these yours? These are mine.
Yours, Boom.
Here's where I'm going tonight. The LA Kings I shouldn't say at just kind of the way that gets out. Anyway, LA versus Chicago. I'm taking the Kings. I don't care where it's played. I'll be right. I'll be very honest with you. Saturday, Tampa Bay. I'm taking the Lightning over Utah. Edmonton versus Seattle. Give me the Oilers. Jets over the Sabres, and the Canes against the Preds. Those are my 5 picks. Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday. That's where I'm going.
Yeah, I've got the similar spread over the next week or so. I like Kings over the Blackhawks as well. Canes to beat the Sharks. Blues, they're feeling good right now. They've got Chicago on Saturday. Oilers over the Kraken on Saturday. And the Lightning on Tuesday against El Penguino.
Poor Jack.
Sorry, Jack.
Although
I think he wants him to lose now. It's all really confusing.
That's true. He kind of does. Yeah. Yeah, he kind of does.
Stinking Jari and Timmins and all these guys sewer in the tank.
So there you go. Play Safeway's My NHL Picks. You could win a trip for 4 to a 2025 NHL season opener of your choice. Get the Safeway app. Start playing today. And if we can do it, it's pretty easy. I mean, we can.
They announced opening day of the season yesterday as well at the Board of Governor meetings, GM meetings, whatever the hell it is. Okay. No news, nothing interesting. October 7th, starting day.
Right. Yeah.
So that'll be when you win the Safeway NHL Picks.
You got to start planning your life.
Second week of October.
Right.
Chicago, Dean. Maybe some baseball still going.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Mount Royal versus the Toronto Metropolitan. The Metropolitan just scored to tie it. It is a 1-1 game.
Yeah.
In the first. At the U Sports Championship Nationals. Exciting.
Okay. Yeah.
When is the 999? Somebody had said, when is this Pinder 99? When is this happening?
Yeah, let us walk you through this. So the thing with the 999 is it's coming up very quickly. It is opening day is next Thursday will be the start of the Major League Baseball season in North America. We've already seen the Dodgers sweep the Cubbies to start the season.
It's about you and the Jays, right? Is kind of what it comes down to.
And so usually on opening day for the Toronto Blue Jays, I like to go get buckled at a local establishment. And Dean, you thrust the challenge at me this year. What about the 999, which is 9 innings of baseball, which we can all do? 9 beers, which some of us can do, and 9 hot dogs, which many of us don't know if we can do or not.
Well, you can make, but when you combine it with the other 9s, maybe it becomes more difficult.
I don't know that I've ever tried eating 9. I don't know how this would go.
Right.
So we will be doing the 999. It will not be opening day. We've got our watch party.
It's no, because it's changed. Because we had an event that day, which put a thing into the loop. But remember, we got an email yesterday saying that date has changed, which is now cleared the decks for the 999.
Right, but yeah, not fair conversation. We
cleared the decks.
We will have 999 soon. I want a Friday night 999.
Oh, is it, what you are now picky about when?
This is a great off-air conversation that many of us have had that you apparently have not been a part of. So,
but it did just change yesterday. Wasn't it yesterday? Because we had that event, but then the event got moved.
I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We want an establishment that's open at the time so people can come watch. That's the feedback I'm getting from everyone. 1 p.m. first pitch is limited at that.
I think it's more about this right here, where we can bring it to everybody with the technology that exists. We can record said event and then bring it to you even the next day with edited footage.
Yes.
I'm very excited for it.
Gonna be good. We'll find a date. We'll let everyone know. We'll give you the big run up to it. It will not be happening next Thursday.
All right. Just don't even bother. It's all right.
I told you 3 days ago I'm not working next Thursday because I'm skiing. So that's going to be a real tough day for me to do 999. You forgot that part. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. It's fine.
How's Louisville doing? Still getting smoked here?
I'm watching the hockey now.
Is that on the 3-letter station, the hockey?
You got to find it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's an app.
Good hockey.
And then you got to do some stuff. Yeah. So anyway. Another thing that we've got going, courtesy of the Hearing Loss Clinic, hearingloss.ca, they do it all the time. You go to their social media, you go to their Instagram account, and they're going to have things on there. Hey, look, we've got this to give away. We've got that to give away. They're big on involving their customers, the public. Just they're good people, which is weird that they're with us, but we appreciate it and we love it. Right now, up for grabs there, you see it, a Rasmus Anderson authentic sweater / jersey and a Look, a little beverage, a bottled beverage there on the right side as well. Go to our Instagram, Flames Nation Instagram, and you'll find it there. Jack just put it into the chat if you're watching on YouTube, and you can get into it that way. Enter to win. And tomorrow, Jack, are we doing this tomorrow? Give it away. Is that what we're doing?
Monday.
Yeah. Okay. So you got some time.
Response on the gram. I'll tell you that people are going crazy over this.
Yep, they've given us a couple of things to give away. That's the first package, and that'll be given away on Monday. So get in, go online, do the gram, do the deal.
And that's Bob Anderson of an unnamed red and orange team.
Yeah, that's right. I think it's a pickup team in Kansas City or something.
Yeah, the Kansas City Drillers.
Chiefs colors or something.
Big Bob.
Beautiful. Bet365 breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win is a barn burner. Every face-off, hat trick, power play, shot on goal, penalty shot, and every suspenseful minute in between is amazing. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, an official partner of the NHL. Download the Bet365 app today and use the code NATION to get in on the game. Must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly.
Canada, Mexico, from SoFi in Los Angeles. Jonathan David, one of the great Canadian snipers who's having an incredible season at Lille in France.
2 first names.
Double the chance to score, let's hope.
Yep.
Jonathan or David will pay you plus 333
That'd
for
be a great bet,
goal against Mexico. Also like the Canadian money line number as well. They're dogs, despite having really handled Mexico quite well over the last 4 or 5 years. And I will happily support the Canadian money line bet. They're plus 240. Also in the Flames game, I told you I'm dancing with Connor Zary, plus 400 for an anytime goal. Really liked his return to action against the Rangers on Monday with Kadri and Pospisil.
Anytime.
Including
anytime. Thank you, Bet365. Because you can go first or last or whatever, but this one here, they're just including overtime. If he just puts the puck in the net, you'll be a winner. Be 19 or older. Please play responsibly. Super chat. That's right. Money raised will go to the Youth Centers of Calgary, and for that donation, we'll take your comment and put it on the show. One came in early this morning. Look at this. What's up with that? Barnburner needs to step it up a notch. Great interview with Dustin Wolf on TSN Overdrive last night. Get Pike in the trenches tonight with Wolf. Okay. That's a nice donation. I appreciate that's, $13.99. That's well done. $13.99. We'll see if Pike can get some stuff with Wolf.
He's been getting some stuff. I don't know if he got Wolf, but some chats with Huberto. I think he was trying to line up after an event yesterday. We'll see.
All right.
Wolf's actually, he's a good interview. I mean, he's rather thoughtful and interesting. Doesn't usually give you the vomited cliches that you come to expect from hockey players.
Well, he would be no stranger to a microphone. He's been one of the top players on his team for a long time that would be generating interest and getting some media attention. So, and he's not a young boy anymore. He is to us in a lot of ways, but he's become a man. Patrick, life insurance, not 3-point. Who better to win, St. Louis or Vancouver? We did discuss this, and
So if you're picking, this one's for Pat.
This one's for Pat.
Yes.
Okay. I have a very bad feeling about a 3-point game, Pat. Let's say Vancouver. They've actually been playing some pretty good hockey. Pettersson's back, baby.
But it's not who's going to win.
Oh, who's better?
It's what's the better situation for the Flames?
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of 6 of one, a half dozen of the other. You're chasing both these teams. St. Louis does have fewer games played. Maybe a loss for them further buries them, or maybe you say win it because we still have more runway than you anyway.
Yeah.
I can't really make sense of what's better for the Flames.
I feel like Patrick spent $2.19. I'm going to say Vancouver. Despite games played.
Okay. It gets St. Louis out of the picture
just
a bit.
just because St. Louis has
Yeah.
been so good, and it feels like if anything, maybe they may stack up more wins down the stretch. If you can take one away from them, and if that's this one, then you can maybe find a way with Vancouver. So I'll say Vancouver.
They beat Nashville 2 nights ago. They got 2 more this week against Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll say.
Let's say Vancouver.
Okay, thanks, Ryan.
That one's for Pat.
Hey, Pat, off.
Oh, hey, no, that was $2.19. Thank you, Pat. Thank you, pal. Tomorrow on the show, we will revisit this massive game tonight between the biggest game of the year between the Flames and the Devils. We will have a winner of round 1 of the Candy Bracket. Winners. We'll see who is advancing. Again, Mike and Ike's. Be careful. Sour Patch Kids.
Keep your head on a swivel.
That's right. A GD swivel.
GD
and I believe we'll have Darren Dreger tomorrow.
That'd be great.
Would be great. Dregs on a Friday.
Hopefully we're celebrating a massive Canada victory over Mexico.
That's all I can focus on right now. Yeah.
And Louisville, if they get their head out of their asses, that wouldn't be bad.
Yeah. That's all I can focus on today. But, so for now.
That'll do it.
See you, buddies.